Hey folks, Jonathan here. Got a bead roller. Woodward Fab. This is about the cheapest one you can buy. And been needing to get one and used them. I've just never actually owned one. And let me see. I was going to get one from Harbor Freight, but we've got a Harbor Freight that's opening up soon, but it's not opened yet. But I was going to wait, but I found out that Harbor Freight don't carry bead rollers anymore. So ordered this one on eBay. Seems to be, pretty good, built pretty well. But here's the problem. Okay, using bead rollers before, if you're getting into intricate stuff where you want to get a really good straight line, or some curves that you really want to keep a good pattern, you really need two hands on the steel, and then you need somebody turning it. And then even if you have somebody turning it, they're not going to be able to turn it at a perfect speed all the time. Maybe too fast, maybe too slow. Well, I don't think there is a too slow, but and also if you mount this on a post, then when somebody turns it, you're going to have some movement to it. So what I want to do is I'm going to power this thing and put it on a foot pedal switch, and I'll show you what we've got to work with. Here's the handle that came with it, and the way this works, it's just got a flat on it. There's no keyway or anything like that, and that bolt jams down to the flat lock bolt. So let me show you what I've got to work with here. I've got an old set of pedals. We're going to separate these and just use one, and that'll be a foot pedal to come on and off. So I've got a motor. Okay, here's our motor. This is a gear reduction. The only bad part, what I'm running into, is I'm only going to be able to turn it one way. Sometimes you need to back it up, but that is one of the reasons I don't mind using this motor. So what we're going to do is, this is a planetary style motor. It's not a worm gear motor. Worm gear motor would be like a winch and be self-braking. This is not. You can actually grab it and turn this. So hopefully it won't take too much power to turn it. But what we've got here, this is one of these is a 15. I think this one's a 15. This one's a little more. I just have this one slid on the end, but we've got a 60 with a 1-inch bore and just a single, well, double set screw actually. This will fit on where our handle's at. We've got some chain we're going to use, and what we're going to try to do is put this on but still be able to run the handle on the outside of it. So this will go on it here. We'll probably machine a lot of this handle off, but still be able to have enough room to put it on. And that way, if I need to reverse it, back it up, I can do it by hand. And it'll be smooth and slow and really be able to do a good job with it. Because you want to do the best work you can do when you do it. So anyway, we're going to get at it. I'm going to have to build a stand for it first, and I've got some 2x4 tubing. I also have some 3-inch channel. I might build it out of 3-inch channel. It's not going to take much because you're not hand cranking it. Really, it's not going to be moving around a lot. When you got to back it up a little bit, it's not going to be that big of an issue. So we'll get at it. I've got to get these switches apart. Like I said, I just want to use one side. So I will get at it and show you more. Okay, we've got the pedal split here. Just a simple micro switch. Here's the cover for it. We'll clean it up, probably stick it back on, and here it seems to be working really well. We'll wire it up beforehand, make sure everything works before we jump in it too far. Alright? Okay folks, we have got the pedal hooked up here just temporary, and no, I don't have these covered, and I know everybody's going to say, oh, it's dangerous, it's dangerous. It's only dangerous if you touch them. I have no plans to touch them. So let's push the pedal here. There we go. Now I don't know how many RPM this is. I can't read the label. It's worn off. I had 2 of these, and I actually gave one to a friend of mine to run his rotisserie on his grill, and he built it and it worked out really well. So it's not very fast at all. I wanted to say it was 120 RPMs, but I'm not positive. But anyway, that's what we're going to use, and then it'll be geared down 4 times slower than that, because if we use a 15 and a 60, So that should be hopefully plenty slow enough to use it the way I want to use it. So this was just a test. We're going to get it unplugged here and we'll work with it from here. And I got to remember this is clockwise, looking at the end of it. So, and got my pedal, got it cleaned up as clean as I'm going to get it anyway. So let me go ahead and start getting the frame built for the bead roller, and then we'll start trying to get things hooked up here. All right. Okay, so we're just going to build this just quick and dirty. And so what I've got here is it's a piece of 3-inch square tubing that came from a old boat trailer, I think. It's a piece of galvanized. We're going to do a little welding to it, but not much. So that'll work out. And then what I've got, well, that's the upright. Now what I got for the base, I'm going to use some 3-inch channel that I had. This is just old shelving material. You can see I've been using my saw to cut some wood on. Works good for all of that. So let's see. Most of you've seen this saw, but it'll make quick work of that. Okay, here's our stand. We've got it done. Just, you know, welded everything together, and could have put it sideways so it wouldn't lean left to right, but you know, it's wide enough, it's not going to matter anyway. So I can change that later too if I really wanted to, but I really don't want to. I kind of like it is. So I mean, it's actually ready to work if you was going to use the hand crank. But of course we are going to go ahead and power it. So let me get to work on coming up with a way of mounting our motor, and we'll just keep at it from there and get it figured out. Okay folks, I did end up changing it, moving it that way. I didn't like it the other way. I figure the way this is where we're going to be working at, and we can put our pedal right in here and maybe mount it. I wasn't going to mount it, going to leave it separate, but I think we'll put a plate in there and then mount it, and that way it'll be easier to keep track of everything. Won't rip any wires loose or anything like that. Okay folks, I had to run and do a tow, but I'm back, and I was able to turn this over. I thought it was going to hit the handle because I thought I was going to machine, you know, a bunch off, but machine part of it off. We still have clearance for the chain, and our handle's still on. Everything's good and tight. There's enough sticking through that I could still clamp down on it good. So no issues there. I just hope, I know it's going to be harder to turn with it through the motor, but I'm hoping that it ain't so hard that we, you know, we have trouble. I can turn the sprocket on the motor by hand, but we're going to be gearing it up. You know, when I'm turning this handle, it's going to make that go 4 times faster than what I was doing by hand. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm going to go ahead and do a plate now. We're going to put a plate here and down to mount the motor to. I'll probably slot it. Looks like it's got a 1/8 inch, yeah, 1/4 inch bolts. So we'll do some slots in it where we can make it adjustable, and we'll go ahead and see if we can get that part taken care of, and we're moving right along. Try to finish this up tonight. Don't get a lot of time to work on stuff here lately, so I'm just rushing and working as quick and hard as I can. All right. Okay folks, we sort of have it together. Motor's on, bolted on. Ended up using a 1/4 plate here, and then I just put this in for a brace. I don't have anything welded to the actual bead roller itself, just the brackets welded to the frame here. So, and of course this is galvanized, so you got to be careful welding that. I like the smell of it. I'm just kidding. I know that it's poisonous to breathe that and make you sick, all that good stuff. So no big deal. So anyway, handle's still on it. I can turn the handle if I need to back it up, no problem. So you can hear the motor. So the good part is we can go ahead and plug it in here and just see how fast it is. Now I can slow it down if I need to with the other smaller gear for the motor, but I'm thinking it might be about right. Turn it on here. All right. Now my only problem that I see so far is when I turn this thing off, it keeps rolling a little bit. I know that looks like rust on there, but that ain't rust. It's actually that orange paint where I was grinding on them plates. But turning nice and slow. You know, the handle's still on it, so I'm going to hear that from everybody about it hitting somebody or something like that. But got to keep people away, right? So handle, it'll come off easily. It's not a big deal, but I'm not too worried about that. And I'm not going to put any guards on it. I have no reason to stick my fingers in it. So here's what I'm worried about. I'm going to shut it off, and you want to see how far it keeps rolling. I don't know if it'll do that when it's under a load. You see it go a little bit. Let's do it one more time here. It rolls just a little bit, so I'm hoping it's not going to do that. I'm actually going to go ahead and get the foot pedal hooked up. And I don't think I've got any thin steel, anything 18 gauge or thinner, because I don't use much of that, but I've got some aluminum. I think I'm going to try to roll a bead in it and just see if, see how it does. I mean, try it out. And I'll probably end up making this into a T-handle instead of a square bolt, so we don't have to have so many tools to operate here. And I've still got to weld my pieces on to put all my other dies. But for now, we're just going to get the pedal wired up long enough to test it, because I don't think I'll be able to finish it tonight. It got late on me. That's what happens when you get pulled away to do toes. So we're going to wire this switch up, and then I'll see what happens then. Okay. Because I'm worried about it stopping, I went ahead and just put a straight line. We're going to start it and then go in and try to stop it, and I just put a curved line here. It's hard to see. This is 40 thousandths thick aluminum, which 18 gauge I think is 50 thousandths. This is probably 20 or 22, so we're going to give it a try and see what happens. Main thing I'm watching for is how quick it stops. Not instantly. That was bad. That wasn't bad at all. That's pretty good and straight. Really controllable like that. We'll know more here in a minute when I do this. So you've done a good job. I didn't tighten it up as tight as I should have, but following the lines is not bad at all, but I do think I'm going to slow it down a little bit. It's pretty slow now, but I think we can, if we slow it down even more, we'll have better luck on our designs. So anyway, let's get to where you can see it here. So it stayed on the line pretty good. That wasn't an issue there. Anyway, we'll figure it out, I guess. Much easier than trying to do it by hand. We've reached our limit on our throat. Yeah, I think that's much nicer than trying to do it by hand. Back you out a little bit. Alright. So, I think tomorrow we'll work on it some more, and if I get a little time, we'll try to tie everything up and get everything fixed like I want it. I think I'll slow it down just a little bit. It's not gonna, I don't think you can go too slow with it, so if I change the other pulley, or the other sprocket, the small one, we'll take however much chain we need out, and we'll go from there. So anyway, I'll give you one more look at it here with the pedal on it. And, well, it's not on it, it's just there. We're going to make a plate down here for the pedal to mount. I think I'm going to bring it over this way just a little bit. It's a little more comfortable right there, and works really well. So if I need to back it up, it's not an issue. So I think that'll work out just fine. Alright, I'll show you more as I go. Maybe we'll get some paint on it and try to make it look a little better. So we'll do a little bit more work with it tomorrow, maybe get some sheet metal in it. Alright, appreciate everybody watching, and till next time, bye.